Welcome back to the deep dive. We are really glad you're here with us today.
Mm.
We're tackling a subject that honestly feels a little bit like a personal attack.
In a good way, though.
In the most helpful way possible, yes. We're looking at this comprehensive visual guide called the 30+ Reset Yourself Plan. And the core idea is something I think we all kind of suspect.
Right.
That the operating system that ran your life in your 20s, it just starts crashing if you try to run it in your 30s.
It's a hardware issue. It's not just software. And the sources for this are so interesting because they stop treating aging as this, sad decline.
Yeah.
And they start treating it as a shift in mechanics. It's like the difference between driving a rally car on a dirt track and, a luxury sedan cross country.
Right. And usually when people hit that wall, the hangover that lasts 2 days or the back pain from just sleeping wrong, the reaction is panic.
It's the midlife crisis cliche, right?
Totally. You sign up for a marathon, you buy a juicer you'll never ever use, you try to overhaul your whole life overnight.
Which just leads to burnout or injury or a very expensive coat rack shaped like an elliptical machine.
Exactly. But this plan suggests a realignment. It's got 30 specific, actionable habits. So our mission today is to unpack them, not just as a checklist, but to understand the biology behind why our strategy has to change.
From intensity to sustainability.
That's the word.
Sustainability is the anchor here.
Yeah.
In your 20s, your body is. It's incredibly forgiving. You can run on debt, sleep debt, nutritional debt, stress debt.
Mm-hmm.
But after 30, the interest rates on that debt just skyrocket.
Yeah.
So this plan is all about getting out of the red and building equity in your physiology.
I love that. A financial analogy. Okay, so let's look at the portfolio. First up, physical health management. And the headline here is your health is a long-term investment.
It sounds like a cliche, I know, but the specifics are what matter. The first point is just the annual health checkup.
Right, the boring one.
It's administrative, nobody likes it. But the source frames it as risk management. It's catching the minor leak in the roof before the whole ceiling collapses.
Okay, fair. But the workout advice is where I really paused. Because the fitness world just screams high intensity at you.
HIIT classes, no pain, no gain, all that.
All of it. But this source pivots completely. It just says, walk. Specifically, 6,000 steps a day.
And did you catch the specific reason why? It wasn't just walking is nice.
It was protect the knees.
Exactly. It's about cartilage preservation. When we're young, our cartilage is, spongy and resilient. As we age, it dries out a bit. It gets more brittle.
So high-impact stuff is just grinding it down.
It can be expensive for the joints, yeah. 6,000 steps is that sweet spot. It's enough to maintain your cardio baseline, but it doesn't grind the gears.
So keeping the machinery functional for the long haul, not just, hitting a personal best today, but, and this is a big but, they don't let you off the hook.
No.
Rule number 4 is strength training twice a week.
This is non-negotiable. And the source uses a great phrase for it. Muscle equals metabolism.
Okay, let's unpack that, because people hear metabolism and just think about burning off a cheeseburger.
It's so much deeper than that. After 30, we naturally lose muscle mass. It's a process called sarcopenia. It's a slow leak. And muscle tissue is metabolically active. It burns calories just existing. Fat tissue doesn't really do that.
So if you lose muscle,
your basal metabolic rate drops. Your engine size has shrunk. So you could eat the exact same food you ate at 25, but at 35, you'll gain weight.
So strength training isn't about looking buff, it's about keeping the engine size up.
Precisely. It's metabolic insurance. You're paying premiums twice a week to keep the system running hot.
Okay, let's move to fluids and temperature. We have the standard drink more water rule. Can't do a health deep dive without it.
True, but the why is what matters. Water is the medium for all cellular repair. You can't fix a house if you don't have water to mix the concrete.
Fair enough. The one that surprised me was rule number 6, keep your body warm. This feels very old school.
Like something my grandmother would say, yeah, don't go out without a coat. But it actually aligns with a lot of Eastern medicine. It's backed by physiology. It's about vasodilation versus vasoconstriction. When you're cold, your blood vessels constrict.
To keep the heat in your core.
Right. And that reduces blood flow everywhere else, to your skin, your extremities.
Yeah.
So keeping warm is a circulation hack in a way. The source says it helps reduce monthly discomfort. You want flow, not stagnation.
Speaking of flow, let's talk stretching. 10 minutes, morning and night. And they make a bold claim here.
I know the one you mean.
They say daily stretching is better than an occasional massage.
And I completely agree with this. Think of your fascia, the tissue wrapping your muscles like a bed sheet. If you crumple it up all day sitting at a desk,
Which we all do.
all right, it sets in those wrinkles. A massage is like ironing the sheet once a month. It helps, sure, but daily stretching is smoothing the sheet out twice a day, every day.
So you prevent the tension from setting in the first place.
Exactly. It's maintenance versus emergency repair.
Okay, segment 2. Routine and wellness. And this is where the plan gets a little aggressive.
You're talking about the sleep rule.
I am. Rule number 7. Adjust to sleeping by 10 p.m. over 5 days. 10 p.m. For most adults, 10 p.m. is when you finally sit down.
I know. It's a tough sell. But the biology here is just, it's uncompromising. The source calls staying up late chronic self-destruction.
Whoa. That is harsh language, self-destruction.
It sounds dramatic, but look at the hormonal schedule. Human growth hormone, or HGH, it pulses during the first phase of deep sleep. This is your repair hormone.
It fixes everything.
It fixes the micro tears in your muscles, it turns over skin cells, it scrubs your brain. And that pulse is timed to happen early in the night. If you go to bed at 1 a.m., you just miss the peak window.
So you can sleep 8 hours, but you've missed the repair train.
Exactly. You're getting rest, but not restoration. You wake up without running the update software.
And to hit that 10 p.m. target, you have to manage light, the morning sun versus blue light battle.
This is pure biochemistry. Rule 8. Get 10 minutes of morning sun. That light hits your retina and tells your brain to dump cortisol, the wake-up hormone.
Okay.
And it starts a timer. About 12 to 14 hours later, that timer dings and releases melatonin to make you sleepy. If you don't start the timer, you won't be tired at 10 p.m.
And then at night, rule 9. No phone usage half an hour before bed. Because the phone is telling your brain it's still noon.
It's the blue light. Yes, it suppresses melatonin, but it's also the content. We call it cognitive arousal. If you're reading work emails or doom scrolling, your brain is in this high alert beta wave state.
You can't just slam on the brakes.
Not at 60 miles an hour, no. You got to downshift.
Which brings us to naps. I love a good nap, but the source is strict. Not over 30 minutes.
The sleep inertia trap. If you nap longer than that, you drop into deep sleep. And waking up from that is brutal. You know that groggy, what year is it feel?
Oh, I know it well. It feels like you've been drugged.
That's sleep inertia. Plus, you steal sleep pressure from the night. Think of sleep pressure as a balloon filling up with a chemical that makes you tired. Sleep pops the balloon. A long nap lets too much air out, and by 10 p.m., there isn't enough pressure to knock you out.
Got it. Now, here's a tip I kind of laughed at first. Rule 11, soak your feet before bed.
Yes. It sounds strange, but it's thermodynamics.
Thermodynamics.
To fall asleep, your core body temperature actually needs to drop by about 1 degree.
But hot water warms you up, doesn't it?
It warms the feet. This causes vasodilation. The blood vessels open up. It draws heat away from your core and releases it through your feet. It's like opening the radiator vents in a car engine.
It cools the core down faster.
Which signals the brain that it's sleep time.
That is surprisingly technical for a bucket of water.
Is biohacking on a budget.
And to wrap this section up, a digital detox. 1 day a week.
We are suffering from input fatigue. Our brains have this thing called the default mode network. It only turns on when we aren't focused on a task. If you are constantly scrolling, listening, watching, you never let the librarian organize the books. A detox lets the brain finally file away the week.
I love that, letting the librarian work. Okay, on to segment 3, skincare. The theme here is definitely less is more.
It is. The plan says simplify your routine down to 3 steps. Cleanse, moisturize, sunscreen.
Which completely flies in the face of those 10-step routines you see everywhere. Why is less better?
Because your skin is an organ with its own microbiome. If you layer on 12 products, acids, serums, peels, you can strip its protective barrier. That creates inflammation.
And inflammation accelerates aging.
Scientists even have a name for it, inflammaging.
Inflammaging. I'm stealing that. So by doing too much, we're actually making it worse.
Exactly. They even say to limit hydrating masks to twice a week. It's about supporting the skin, not overwhelming it.
But the one non-negotiable is sunscreen. They call it the true core of anti-aging.
Because UV radiation is the #1 cause of what we call extrinsic aging. It just breaks down the collagen and elastin in your skin.
The scaffolding of your face.
Right. If you are blocking UV, you're just bailing water out of a sinking boat.
They also make a brutal connection here between acne and sleep. That acne from staying up late makes you look much older than makeup ever could.
It's true. Sleep deprivation spikes cortisol. Cortisol increases oil production and inflammation. It's a direct link. You can't cover up a hormonal spike.
And they point out a neglected area, the neck. Apply your face cream to your neck because the lines there betray your true age.
The skin on the neck is thinner, it has fewer oil glands, it wrinkles much faster. We all tend to stop our skincare at the chin like it's a cliff.
We do.
The source is saying, extend the map.
Okay, now we've arrived at my absolute favorite tip in this entire guide. It is so specific and a little weird. Rule 18, 3 minutes of daily expression management.
I found this one fascinating too.
The instruction is frown less and squint less. But how? Am I supposed to walk around with a blank stare?
Not blank, but relaxed. These are called dynamic wrinkles. They're caused by repetitive muscle movement. If you're always furrowing your brow when you concentrate, you're literally etching that line into your skin over years.
So it's about awareness.
Yes, just checking in. Are you clenching your jaw? Are you squinting? And there's also something called the facial feedback hypothesis.
What's that?
Your brain takes cues from your face. If you frown, your brain thinks, oh, we must be upset, and it releases stress chemicals. If you soften your face, it signals safety.
So expression management is actually stress management.
It is.
That is a perfect segue into segment 4, emotions and mindset. The reset isn't just about smooth skin, it's about a smooth brain.
Or at least a calmer one.
Right.
The mental load at 30 plus is heavy, so the plan suggests writing 3 gratitude journal entries daily, and the mechanism is key.
Train your brain to filter out negative energy.
I love that idea of a filter. It's not about ignoring problems, it's about changing what you scan for. Your brain has this system, the reticular activating system, the RE. Yeah. It filters all the data coming in. If you focus on problems, it looks for problems. Gratitude trains it to scan for opportunities, for positives. You're reprogramming your mental search algorithm.
And then there's boundary setting. Rule 20, learn to say no.
After 30, you have to stop compromising yourself to please others. This goes back to energy economics. You don't have infinite energy anymore.
Right.
Every yes to something you hate is a withdrawal from your energy bank. You have to stop linking capital.
And to replenish that capital, they prescribe 1 hour of solitude per week.
To clear out emotional trash. We accumulate other people's emotions, their expectations. Solitude is the only time the dust settles.
Which leads to the comparison trap. Rule 22, do not compare yourself with others. They describe this as internal friction.
That's a great physics term for it. Friction creates heat and wear. If you're constantly looking sideways at someone else's life, you're creating drag on your own momentum.
And if you do get anxious, which we all do, a quick fix, practice deep breathing. 5 deep breaths.
This works on the vagus nerve. It's the brake pedal for your nervous system. Deep, slow exhalations tell the body the tiger is gone. It switches you from fight or flight to rest and digest.
5 breaths is enough to toggle that switch.
Usually, yeah.
And finally, for mindset, maintain a small hobby to let life have a little more cuteness.
Cuteness here means joy without utility. We get so utilitarian in our 30s. Everything has to have a purpose or a paycheck. A hobby breaks that loop.
Okay, final segment, lifestyle. This is about your environment as therapy, and apparently my messy house might be stressing me out.
It absolutely could be. Rule 25 identifies clutter as a major anxiety source. It's visual noise. Your brain has to process every single item it sees.
It's exhausting.
It's a high bandwidth environment. So the strategy is 1 hour a week of organizing, just steady maintenance.
And the air we breathe. Open windows for ventilation for 10 minutes daily.
This is so crucial. Indoor CO2 levels build up fast. High CO2 causes brain fog and fatigue. Opening the window reoxygenates the space. It's the quickest way to sharpen your focus without caffeine.
They also want us to cook more. Learn to cook 3 healthy, quick meals.
And notice the number, 3. Not 30, you just need 3 safety net meals.
So you don't default to takeout.
Right. It removes decision fatigue when you're exhausted.
And finally, 2 rituals. Buying yourself flowers on weekends to create a sense of healing, and taking 1 mini trip per month.
To break life's inertia.
That phrase really stuck with me, life's inertia.
Routine is efficient, but it can become a rut. When you go to a new place, even just a new park, your brain wakes up, it starts firing new neurons, it restores a sense of vitality.
So when we zoom out and look at this whole 30-plus reset plan, what's the core message?
I think the core philosophy is the shift from expenditure to preservation. In our 20s, we treat the body like a rental car.
Yeah, drive it hard, ignore the bumps.
Exactly. But in our 30s, we have to realize we own the vehicle. There's no trade-in. The maintenance you do now, the 10 p.m. bedtime, the steps, the sunblock, that is the compound interest that pays out when you're 60.
It's all about intention, not just reacting to damage.
Absolutely.
And I want to leave everyone with a thought that really stuck with me. Going back to that expression management tip, we said frowning etches wrinkles into our faces.
The dynamic wrinkles.
It makes me wonder, if our daily facial expressions shape our physical face, what does our daily mental posture do to our personality? If we spend our days cynical or comparing or anxious, what kind of permanent lines are we etching into who we are?
That's a profound question. Neural pathways are just like skin folds. The more you use them, the deeper they get. We become what we repeatedly feel.
So maybe the reset isn't just about the routine. It's about resetting your outlook so you don't get stuck in a permanent scowl physically or emotionally.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you for diving deep with us today. Go drink some water, open a window, and maybe, just maybe, try to catch that 10 p.m. sleep train.
Your future self will thank you.
See you next time on The Deep Dive.